I just wanted to go ahead and start making this video to go over the answers to the Unit 1 review for you. I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, but obviously when you're watching this video, pause it, take a look at everything if you need to write something down. Okay, so that's why I'm going to go over it a little bit faster than I was when we were going over it in class. All right, now, the free enterprise system, again, is the market economy in which privately owned businesses have the freedom to operate for a profit with limited government intervention. Basically, what that means is that businesses are free to operate and individuals are free to buy and sell stuff. The government's not going to get too involved. Again, they're going to be there, but that's going to be mostly just for regulating businesses and making sure they follow rules and different things like that. Scarcity is a fundamental economic problem facing all societies, resulting from a combination of scarce resources and people's virtually unlimited wants. Okay, basically, there's not enough of resources to go around, and society has to decide how they're going to divide up those limited resources. Opportunity cost is the cost of the next best alternative use of money, time, or resources when one choice is made rather than another. All right, so basically, what you give up in order to get something. Factors of production, the productive resources needed to produce goods. All right, the four factors are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. It's what everything comes from. All right, resources are what comes out of those factors of production. Okay, those are the used in the production of goods and services. Economic system, okay, is an organized way that a society provides for the wants and needs of its people. It's how societies divided those limited resources. The circular flow model demonstrates how money and goods and services move through the economy. There's that video that I made about it that you can go back and find. It's in Google Classroom. Choice is the ability of a consumer or producer to decide which good, service, or resource to purchase or provide from a range of possible options. All right? So it's deciding you want one thing over another. Okay? Competition is the struggle among sellers to attract consumers. It's just different businesses competing or trying to get customers to buy their products. Firm is another word for a business. Okay, incentives. That's something that motivates. Typically in economics, that's going to be the profit incentive for you right there. Consumers are people or businesses who buy stuff, and producers are people or businesses who make stuff. All right. Now, scarcity is a problem faced by every single society. Okay, how societies answer the basic economic questions. So first of all, what's produced? What types of goods and services are society, basically what are they going to be producing? Okay, that's up to the producers above. They decide, hey, we think this will work for people, or consumers could demand a product, and businesses will react to that and make more of that product. Now, because resources are limited, right, individuals within societies and businesses within societies have to make choices in terms of what to produce, because you can't produce everything, right? How to produce, what manufacturing methods should be utilized in the production. So are you going to be automated with the robots, like in the 60 Minutes video, or are you going to do more of it by hand with people, okay? And those are going to have consequences for people and communities and societies based on jobs and other things. For whom to produce? So who's going to receive all the goods and services produced, right? Now, again, in a market-based system, that's going to be determined based on people having money to buy stuff, but again, that's just one of those things. Now, the answers to these questions determine what type of economic system exists within a country. All right, so moving on down to factors of production. Capital is the machines and tools used to produce goods and services. Entrepreneurship, that is ideas for a business, okay? All businesses start off as an idea, and then someone or a group of people created that business. All right. Land is any natural resource that goes into the production of a good or a service. Labor is the human capital, skills, and knowledge used to produce goods and services. So all these things are what everything is made out of. Okay. Now going back to the production possibilities curve. Okay, what does point A represent? Point A is this one inside the curve. That is going to be possible but inefficient because you're not on your production possibilities curve. B, C, and D, right, on the curve is going to be efficient, okay? And then depending upon what the society chooses to produce more of will determine where they're at along that curve. Point E, not possible with the given resources, okay, because it's outside the curve. Society can't produce that much of both products. without economic growth. If there's economic growth, then you're going to be able to get out to that point E. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Economic systems, characteristics of a free enterprise system. Again, property rights allows people to own and control their possessions as they wish, which creates an incentive for them to maintain their property and keep it really nice. Economic freedom, all right, incentives profit, allows the ability to make money and drives a lot of economic decisions and activity, both from consumers and producers. Economic freedom, where you are free to buy what you want, choose your own occupation, employer, and job location for individuals. For businesses, they're free to hire workers they want, free to produce the products that they want, and set prices, and they are free to risk success or failure. Competition is the struggle among sellers to attract customers with the best possible products at the lowest possible price. So again, basically what that is, different businesses are going to be trying to compete with each other to get you to buy their stuff. Voluntary exchange, all right, this wasn't on the review, I know, but I'm going to go over it because it was in the textbook. Basically, buyers and sellers are freely and willingly able to engage in market transactions. So again, there's that willingness for people to do that. The role of government is to regulate and protect the safety of consumers and the population. All right. Now to compare, this is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go over it too much in detail. We've talked about all this, but here's the answers to the chart right there for you to fill in. Pay attention to the example countries here for each type of economy. And then again, property rights. I went ahead and just made it quick so you don't have to type too much. All right. Now the economic philosophers, not something we went over a ton, but basically, okay, what that means, when we go through what each of the people are, you've got Friedrich Hayek. He is, if you recognize these things, you'll be good on the test. I'm also going to post PowerPoint with information about each of them. Okay, he is an Austrian economist, big believer in free markets, favor of the gold standard, and minimal government involvement in the economy. Milton Friedman, again, free market economist. He was the guy in the pencil video that we watched. John Maynard Keynes, all right, believed in more government involvement to ease depressions. He studied economics during the Great Depression. Now, Adam Smith, okay, he's kind of one of the first modern European economists, okay, believed in the invisible hand that would efficiently distribute resources and goods and services to people through free markets. Okay, instrumental in moving European economic systems from mercantilism into market structures, wrote a book called The Wealth of Nations. Okay, and here I've just listed the benefits of the U.S. free enterprise system. The circular flow chart, all right, where would each of the following fit in the examples? Let me pull up an example of a circular flow chart and then go through. Okay, so this one looks a little bit different than what you than how I did it, where I put households on top, but it has the exact same functions. And so basically, you've got households at the top, factors of production, firms, market for goods and services, right? Money flowing, all right, through the economy this way, goods and services flowing that way. Okay, so when Daniel applies for an after-school job at a restaurant, he's going to be somewhere in between households and market for factors of production. Okay, where he's applying for the job, he's going to be working, making money, so he can then go out and buy stuff. Daniel buys tennis shoes at the mall. That's him as a household going to buy stuff, right? Number 2, right? We talked about that, going there to buy things. 3, a farmer sells his crop of corn. This one's a little interesting, okay? So that's going to be him and his factors of production, right? Selling his corn to businesses. So that, remember, land, right? Corn is a product of land. Selling it to a business who might then turn into popcorn. They might sell it to a grocery store. All right, so it's going to be there, from market or factory production to firms. The government collecting taxes. Now, in the middle, this isn't on this one, but the government is right in the middle of everything. So the government collecting taxes from households is going to go that way, where households are going to send taxes to the government. Imports, don't worry about that. You're good. I meant to delete that and forgot to.